HB from KC.
And we have come back after a short hiatus.
We got married.
We got married, y'all.
Yay, cheers.
Yeah.
You started the podcast like Frasier. Thoughts for your thoughts. Like, I promise this is not going to be a mundane, low energy episode. King Bajan needs rest.
Yeah.
He needs rest, but
Yes, I do.
see, there you go. Once he get comfortable, he start acting the fool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we got married. About a week ago.
A week ago. Wow.
Yeah, and we're actually gonna be putting this episode on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
As well as vlogs, my vlogs about our wedding, right?
Yeah.
Just a few more.
We got quite a bit of content coming out.
Yeah, which is exciting. And then once that dies down, then I'll just be going back on my own content, and then you'll see us both on the Black Flag podcast, right?
That's right.
And then probably occasionally on my Snipper Snap show.
Snipper Snap.
Yeah.
Check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, definitely. At HB from KC. We're getting King Bajan's channel up and running, which is exciting.
Yeah, got new music coming also.
Yes. If you haven't heard the EP, it's out on like every platform. I be listening to it on Tidal. It's good. It's called Love in Atlanta. It's about me. Or whatever. So yeah, go check that out. Yeah, I just wanted to say I missed you guys, and I'm gonna throw it back to King Bajan. I just wanted to let you guys know we have missed you, but we had to do a honeymoon, so.
Yeah, we took a little break and everything, but we are back.
Yeah.
And so, since we're back, HB from KC, what topic do you have for us today?
Y'all know I be on Twitter. If you're listening to this, it's probably because you know me from Twitter. My topic today is Black hateration. Y'all are acting a damn fool about this Gorilla Glue girl. Like, y'all are some hating ass niggas, man. Like, fuck the BS. Let's just jump straight into it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Now, for those who are on Twitter, I will take a step back. I want to jump into it, but we got to take a step back because everybody's not on Twitter like that. So let's talk about it. A young lady, her name's Terica, allegedly accidentally, I'm not really going to judge whether it was an accident or not. There's a lot of speculation around it based on a video that came out. The first video was her TikTok where she applied Gorilla Glue to her hair under the impression that it would lay down her edges just like Gorilla Snot, which is an edge control company. Now, even with me saying that is a valid phrase.
Yeah.
That's not me taking sides. She was under the impression it would lay her edges down and there would not be severe repercussions. Unfortunately, she was highly mistaken about it not being severe repercussions of her actions. Now, a lot of what I'm seeing on the timeline is people just being mean. Like, the joke's gonna fly. I'm a comedian.
Yeah, that's
the joke's gonna fly. Yes, we making fun of her. Yes, we laughing because, like, dead ass be. But at the same time, like, you can have jokes and they have, like, a line. You know what I mean? People have really been crossing the line, calling her names. I see somebody call her a dumb monkey. Wow. Like, just being mad disrespectful. And it's like, I think it's funny because all the pity went out the window for her situation because she ended up having to go to the hospital. So she's in the hospital. They gave her, I think, acetone and alcohol and like some wipes. And they were like, well, we can get it off, but it's going to take 20 hours. This is an updated TikTok that she posted.
Yeah.
So she decided to not stay at the hospital and go home. In my opinion, yes, bad decisions left and right. But that doesn't give me the wherewithal or the means or the want to just be really mean to people. Like, you know what I mean? And I call it hater shit because it's not affecting you at all. I've seen threads bashing this young lady. I've seen other black women come forward and be like, yeah, she's a dumbass and you can't say that that's a black woman thing. And no, you can't say it's a black woman thing because not all black women act in this manner. But calling her a black woman is still valid because she's a black woman. Like, her experience is not less valid because you think she's an idiot. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everybody
makes stupid mistakes. I've made some dumb mistakes I would never say on this podcast or in public because y'all are fucking mean. But I don't see the reason or the need or the wherewithal to be so evil. You know what I mean? Like, there was all these people that had pity for her. And even 2 people in my comments yesterday was like, my pity for her left when I found out that she was filing a lawsuit against Gorilla Glue. And it's like, why? because you don't find it to be morally sound in America on this land.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with that one too.
Like, what do you think?
I think that a lot of the anti-blackness that people just have started to come out. Honestly, I think that, you know, she's trying to get money. I want her to get it.
It's really that black and white for me.
Like
It's really
it's
Malcolm memory. Like, it's really it's really that black and white for me. Like, she's getting a check not from us. The people that are contributing to her GoFundMe are not, the wool's not being pulled over their eyes. Donald Trump is a rapist, racist, sexist president who has done a slew of illegitimate things, and he raised millions of dollars in December to fund trying to negate the campaign that he lost, the election that he lost.
Man.
He raised like over $80 million additional dollars. And you're going to tell me that this young lady suing a company, a corporation, by the way, who I ain't never seen do nothing for Black Lives Matter or any kind of pandemic. Gorilla Glue been in the cut, chilling.
And even then, I mean, even if they did, it wouldn't be enough for me to say, yeah, I don't think she should get money from them.
Bingo. It's really that simple. And I agree with you. Like, I'm the type of person where if it's not affecting me or mine and it's not bringing harm to anybody per se, like, why? Like, why be that way? She about to get a come up. She about to get a bag. I'm not mad at her for that. And then it was crazy because on the timeline, I'm gonna tell you, let's go to these tweets real quick because I like to go to receipts. So a young lady named Bree Sunshine that I follow with 2 E's and an underscore. Hey girl, you cute. She said, people who got famous for trivial reasons: Kim Kardashian, sex tape; Danielle Bregoli, Catch Me Outside; Jeremy Meeks, that's that pretty boy with the mugshot with the green eyes or whatever.
Yeah, I remember.
Caitlyn Bennett, and she got a poo emoji. The whole crew of Jackass. Then of course Tessica Brown, who we're talking about now. Dogface, Salt Bae, Bump Gang, Chris Crocker, Leave Brit Alone. She said, my point being, Tessica was not the first person to get famous for something unsubstantial, and she will not be the last. If it really makes y'all that mad, next time you see something stupid on your timeline, don't retweet it, because we're the ones who make them famous with our interactions. How do you feel about that?
That's exactly right. That is exactly right. We are upset because this person who made a mistake and who, quote unquote, is an idiot is now making money. It was all good when we were laughing at her.
Oh, that's a good point.
It was all good when she was in pain and she was worried and she was scared. All that was good. That was for our entertainment. But now that she's actually getting something out of it, we're upset. Yeah.
You know what? You brought up a really good point, and that's why I went and looked up Bunny Maya's tweets. Every day y'all come on here with your think pieces of why you think dark-skinned women are unworthy and undeserving of getting help. Next tweet, she says, y'all see dark-skinned women getting the much-needed support and help they deserve and need, and it makes your blood boil every time. Then you run to Twitter claiming they want, quote, clout, saying they're lying to people and call them scammer when you watch them suffer in real time. I am talking about the Gorilla Glue lady. Every single hour that there has been a new think piece talking shit about her, saying she doesn't deserve help and support and that she's milking her injury, while you've literally been watching videos of her undeniable pain. The entire world has literally been watching her suffer and laughing at videos, making memes, taunting her, etc. That is traumatizing in itself. People ask if they can help her financially. She starts to GoFundMe to get medical help. Now she's undeserving of help. It's telling.
It's very telling.
She says, lastly, yes, she did some dumb shit in the moment, but obviously didn't think it would lead to all this and that it would wash out. But the cruelty y'all have shown her is very telling and always taken to extremes when the person needing help is a dark-skinned woman. And then she adds, and yes, y'all did that shit to me too. She furthermore says, and no, I'm not equating the two, but it happens literally every single time I see a dark-skinned girl needing support. Y'all always take it to extremes. And when she says y'all did it to me too, I'm inferring that she's referencing the whole bout that she's really been having, the unnecessary bout she's been having with a certain like L-list rapper who I'm not going to even give the privilege of being talked about. But yeah, she went through some serious stuff on the timeline and is still continuing to go through it, all because she stated a very, very simple, basic opinion, and this person wasn't even mentioned. Didn't even say anything about this person. So I think from that perspective, it is very telling, because in these moments we can laugh and we can kiki, and believe me, I've definitely got my jokes off because the situation is funny. But a situation being funny and finding the lightheartedness of it, like, damn, she made a dumbass mistake, you know what I mean? Versus just, damn, that bitch is stupid, that gorilla asshole don't deserve no money, fuck her, fuck, why the fuck is she suing, how dare you, like, how does she have the audacity? And Mama allegedly, in the little article I read from TMZ, allegedly, she's basically suing Gorilla Glue for not saying hair on the can. So do not have on skin, do not have on nails, but it don't say nothing about hair. Look, get your check, baby. That's all I'm gonna say. Get your check. Point blank period. We at the Black Podcast advocate for any nigga on the come up. Like, you know what I mean? As long as you're not ripping down another black person and ripping down somebody in your community, or you trying to, you know, get a one-up on somebody, you know, that's within your own circle, or like, you know, just black. For real. I'm rooting for everybody black. And even some of these niggas don't deserve the rooting. No. But, you know, like, you doing what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? We can't judge her level of cognizance, even if we want to. Yes, to me, to HB, I would look at that can and say, no, this is not for my hair. I can't say that about her because I'm not her. People say common sense ain't so common, and then when somebody shows a lack of quote unquote common sense, we say, how dare? Mm-hmm. You know?
My thing is, when we look at when these type of things happen to white women, and you know, they get called stupid, they get called all types of names.
Bimbo, it's ditzy.
And first of all, a lot of times it seems to be kinder than what has been happening to this particular black woman. That's one. Two, their community still supports them. Mm-hmm.
They're allowed to stumble. We don't allow ourselves to make mistakes.
Nope.
Black people are so mean to black people.
And
it's scary.
That's what's really bothering me about this.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's really bothering me about this. We are being so caustic, so downtrodden to this young woman, and she really hasn't done anything.
She has done nothing to nobody except for herself.
That we could genuinely say is worthy of such vitriol.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, think about how many professional athletes out there have done things and are still supported by the communities. How many politicians, artists, musicians, huh?
Some of y'all toxic faves.
Some of your family members. You got the weird uncle. You got so and so auntie that's known as a man maker, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, we are allowing for the existence of these people, and we permit them. They still get invited to the family reunion. Y'all, people to this day are still bumping R. Kelly records.
Yep.
And believe that he's innocent. But when it comes to this particular woman, we're so divided. We don't know how to treat her.
She's like, she hasn't hurt anybody but herself. And to a fault, even within that, because we can't justify or say she meant to do this or meant to do that. You know what I mean? So it's not fair. I think it's wrong. I think it is telling that people are just so ready to be mean to someone.
Yeah.
And on the other side of that statement is it's usually always somebody black. Let's take it deeper. It's typically black women. Like, when they say, you know, oh, we're the underappreciated, we're the unloved in America, we're the most unprotected. Y'all realize y'all doing that right now, right?
Yeah, perpetually.
Like, you are that. Mm-hmm. You're not protecting her. And I'm not saying she's deserved of our protection, but it's not either protect or don't protect. It's you can protect, you can don't protect, and you can also just ignore it. People are not taking that option. I can sit there and be like, you know what? Not only do I not feel obligated to protect her because that really was a stupid mistake that I feel no of sound mind adult should make, which caveat, we don't know that she's of sound mind. We're judging all of this based on like 3 TikToks. Mm-hmm. Anyway, but we look at that and instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to just turn away from it. I'm going to mute those words. I'm not going to give it no attention. We have to put our 2 cents in. And not in a way of support, Because if that was our sister or our mother or our aunt or anybody that was in our proximity, our reactions would be completely different. And we love to play devil's advocate on top of that and say, well, my family would never do that. You don't know what stupid ass mistakes your family has made. You don't know what stupid ass mistakes anybody has made. What's the stupid ass mistakes you covering up? Let's all air our dirty laundry on a fucking timeline and have a go, if that's the case. Because nobody wants to be torn down like that. And the point Money Maya made about the mental toll that this is taking. When she posted it on TikTok, she probably had no idea it would go viral like this. You know how many things get posted on TikTok? Somebody uploading right now. It's a nigga that been uploading for a year that ain't never got 10 views. You see what I'm saying? She thinking, I'm in my own little world, I'm in my own little whatever. But of course, she's now being made into a trope because it was sent, girl, look at this stupid shit. Hey, my nigga, look at this dumb bitch that put glue in her hair. You see what I'm saying? We didn't even pass it around with any concern. We said, you need to be better. That was everybody's reaction. That is the craziest shit to me. We are so fucking perfect, it's ridiculous. And it be predominantly black Americans. That's why I said black hateration. Y'all some hating ass niggas. HB from KC said it. And it's really fucked up because if it was somebody in your family that made a big mistake, not this mistake, nigga, hear me. A big mistake, it would be way different. It would be way different. So I appreciate you, King Bajan, because as a black woman here and a black man, you know we recording this for YouTube, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. He's sticking out his tongue. I was like, okay. I'll turn everything off. But no, like, you know, within like hearing you as a black man show support for her and like be there for her, that's really what keeps the faith. Like I give men, especially on Twitter and on this podcast, shit, I give men in real life a hard time. Anyway, but you know who I'm thinking of. But you know, like I've always wanted like men to be better, and when flowers are due, I'm gonna give them. Like you really believe in that we matter. We have value.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have equity. We are equal to, not less than. You know, low key better than. But anyway, so I appreciate that perspective from a black male view. What have you been seeing black men say?
I've seen more men attacking it from a more logical perspective in terms of whether or not she could actually win her case. Most of them saying no, she can't.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. That is very fair.
I think she has made it harder for herself based on videos that she has made. At the same time, I do believe that she has a very good chance of winning, honestly. And not only that, but really and truthfully, Gorilla Glue actually put out a statement. Yep. Which means it's on their radar.
Yep, they know about it.
Which means also that they have their people looking into it, right, to prepare. My thing is, more than likely what's going to happen, they're going to sell out of court. What I'm thinking is going to happen at this point is that they're going to sell out of court. Yep. Because going to court and then becoming publicized and all this kind of stuff, and it looks bad for the company.
This is like the O.J. Simpson of our time.
Kind of.
Like, completely guilty, but I still want you to win. No, I'm sorry.
Wow.
That's so fucked up.
I feel like...
I missed the stage, though. I'm sorry.
Wow. I feel, though, like they're going to change their warning labels to include hair.
It's going to be like nails, skin, hair, not to be confused with gorilla snot, which is on aisle 3. Please do not use this on your edges. Black women. It's going to be like a whole paragraph.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, because of lawsuits like this, you know, it's a big reason why we have these type of warning labels in the first place. Yeah. You know, and some stuff seems to be, what's the word? Obvious. Yes. Right? And at other times it really isn't. And not only that, but not everyone knows.
It shows that in this moment, everything is not as obvious. Yeah. Like what we consider to be, like I said, societal common sense, you can't make that the standard. Everybody's not on the mental capacity or wavelength you are.
That's right.
Look, this is my theory. You want to know my theory?
What's your theory?
Thank you for asking me. My theory is this. I think she did knowingly put Gorilla Glue on her hair, thinking that it would do the same thing as Gorilla Snot, but it would just wash out. I did not think she understood the capacity of what she was doing. I do think she was fully aware. That's people like, she knew what she was doing. There's a difference between knowing and understanding. There's a big difference. I don't think mama understood this is a product that is an adhesive, not, for your edges. You know what I mean?
And I told you this, earlier, but the fact that they are similar in name, they're similar in terms of the actual stamp, sticker.
Yeah, the gorillas on the front. And both of those are orange because they have an orange gorilla snot.
Yeah. So they are this is what's infuriating for me. They are similar products in terms of look, in terms of appearance, right? Now, and we discussed this also. I could see a black single father making this mistake.
Yeah, you did talk about that. I mean, like if he didn't know what he was doing and he was just doing his daughter's hair or something like that.
She had a perm since however long, and then it's like, nah, we trying to get back to natural and all this kind of stuff, and he doesn't know what to do. And okay, cool. Well, I remember I saw this thing online, maybe.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a silly mistake, but it's not as far-fetched.
And it's a spray.
Come on now.
Like, and again, it sounds uncanny. It sounds out of this world to have these conversations. But again, you cannot walk around assuming everybody is on the same mental capacity or wavelength as you.
Yeah,
and it's really selfish to do that because not everybody is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, whether or not Gorilla Glue should be liable because of the lack of mental capacity, that's not for the Black Podcast to decide. That's for the courts to decide.
Yep.
But we're here to speak of the absolute possibility. It don't matter if it's a 1% chance. That's still a chance, and it needs to be talked about. And people don't like to do that because the likelihood of that is so low. Yeah, because you're not a part of that low. That doesn't eradicate that from existence. Right. So again, Black Podcast, we want you to get your money, Miss Tessica. Hopefully you cut us like $13-14 or something. Buy a little chicken plate because we support you or whatever. We trying to come up to. Nah, but for real, definitely and when I say support, I'm not saying support in the lawsuit. I'm not saying support in anything. I just want you to be okay.
Yeah.
And that should be okay for me to say. She doesn't deserve to live in, this cruel ass bubble from y'all, and she doesn't deserve the pain she's going through because of a mistake that she made. She made a mistake, whether y'all want to accept it or not. That's what it was. So, black hateration with y'all hating the asses. That's what it is for me this week. I want to talk about King Bajan. What's your topic for the week? What's your topic?
My topic this week, and it's similar to one that I've already touched on, but from a different angle or perspective. Black conditioning.
Okay.
Black conditioning, yeah. I watched a movie with you called Malcolm and Marie. And for the purposes of the YouTube channel, we're not gonna go too much into that actual movie. Check out HB from KC's YouTube channel. We will be uploading our review of that movie to that YouTube channel. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it was a good one.
But it got me to thinking. And I'm noticing something in terms of, especially, I'm a married man now. No flex, just facts. I'm noticing how relationships are portrayed in the media when it's two black people. And I don't think I'm liking it. I'm not liking it. I'm really not liking it. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not being edified by it. I'm being disturbed by it. I'm seeing a lot of things. I'm seeing a lot of negative things. Let's take, for example, Martin and Gina. Right? Martin and Gina, they love each other. They care about each other. This is true. But Martin's got some issues.
Yeah.
Martin, and yeah, it's a comedy show. It's supposed to be funny. Okay, cool. But we can still address the dysfunction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for me, Martin has always been a portrayal of life in the hood. It could have been pretty much any hood in America. You know what I mean? Pretty much everybody knows a Martin. You know what I mean? And they're together and everything, but there's definitely an issue of colorism happening. Not between Martin and Gina, but between Martin and Pam. Now, Gina and Pam, they're best friends. Best friends, but you're allowing your husband, at first boyfriend and then husband, to be colorist towards your best friend. That's problematic. Not only that, he has anger issues. You know what I mean? And it goes largely unaddressed. We kind of accept it, okay, this is just who Martin is. That's problematic. Yeah. Also, you know, and with Gina, I mean, Gina's a whole case in and of herself. You can add me on Twitter. We can talk about Gina.
I think in these conversations, the most interesting part is like, because it's such a quote unquote cult classic, people think it's above criticism, for one. Yeah. And then for two, they think we're criticizing the actors or the acting that was portrayed. This is a criticism of the repetitive type of writing that is deemed acceptable by the media to put out. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? There's like Martin Lawrence and Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell were great actors and, you know, actresses. They were great. They were awesome. It's about the fact that the scripts that continue to be written portray something in this way. So when we're criticizing Martin or we're criticizing just media in general, keep in mind, you really do have to remove yourself from your faves, quote unquote, and see it objectively from a standpoint of, this is worth criticism.
It's worth asking.
It's worth asking questions about, because one thing we do know from this society is what? It was never meant for Black people to thrive or survive.
That's right.
So every undertone of everything in this country involving Black people that is not by Black people or done by Black people has negative connotations underneath it in some way.
We gotta question these things. Like, why is it like this? You know what I mean? Why is it that Black couples seem to be in an argument or arguing or at some kind of odds so often? Why is it that the man is portrayed to be some sort of fool or idiot or stupid or lacking in terms of understanding, and the woman has to now take on this motherly role of teaching him and educating him and quote unquote raising him up to be a better man? Why? Yeah. I'm trying not to go too deep into it, because for me this could be our conversation. Yeah. And we don't got that kind of time. Yeah. But it's just the question of it, and it's the reality that we are being conditioned by these things that we consume. Yep. You know, and we have to realize, hey, it doesn't have to be this way. You know? And so, and it's unfortunate, but I see, up until I would say I was about like 26, 27, I saw a lot of Martin in myself, just looking back. You know what I mean? And it wasn't a conscious thing. It wasn't. Absolutely was not a conscious thing. You know, I don't even consider myself to be like an angry person. But there were just certain behaviors that were there, and it's like, whoa. You know what I mean? Now I'm looking back, I was like, man, why was I doing that? You know, I even had a little bit of a class clown phase, you know, where I was kind of trying to be like Will Smith, you know, telling jokes, and I'm shaking as I'm saying it, because it's disturbing how deep this stuff goes, and it was just a TV show that I was watching as a kid, but apparently there was more to it and it was deeper. Yeah. You know, now let me ask you, you know, how many characters can you say you used to watch, or you used to you know, maybe it was a tape you used to listen to, a book that you know, maybe read a lot as a kid or something like that? Are there any characters that you feel that you identify with, and maybe not always in a positive way?
I think the main one I'm thinking of is Queen Latifah on Living Single, because she was a fat black girl that was getting niggas. Like, Queen kept it. The episode where she was like, see you guys later, and she had her tennis outfit on, and she left after coming right in from a date. I was like, girl, yes. But to take a step back from that, I think especially for black people in this country, which in my opinion, we are the pioneers of the representation matters forefront when it comes to the media. You know what I mean? Asian people have jumped on board, of course, Native Americans have jumped on board, etc. I think the reason we're at the forefront is because all of us, if you are Black American, have an identity crisis. Growing up, the way I grew up compared to you, the way you grew up, was two different grew ups. So me seeing Queen Latifah on the screen compared to you seeing Queen Latifah on the screen was two different things. Yeah. I saw Queen Latifah because there was friends running right next to it, and if you weren't skinny and white and blonde or brunette, you weren't acceptable. Those are the hot chicks, the slim bodies, the small waistlines, flat stomachs you could bounce a cherry off of. Where you grew up, growing up around so many black people, your doctors were black, your police officers were black. That representation in the media for you, the phrase art imitates life, the imitation was very solid for your upbringing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was easy for you to distinct, this is not real. This is a gesture. We can't take stock into what we see. Yes, you took some mannerisms, you took some mindsets and things of that nature. It did influence you, but it didn't influence you solely because he was a black person. You see what I'm saying?
Got you.
Here in America, we have an identity crisis, and a lot of us as Black Americans don't know who we are. I speak from experience. I don't know nothing about my heritage or my lineage like that because I just can't afford the tests. And my grandmother's mother died on the birthing table. All that stuff that she was going to pass down died right then. I don't know none of that. So it's important for us, quote unquote, here to, quote unquote, be represented and see ourselves, in my opinion, because we don't see ourselves nowhere else. Like, all we see ourselves in is our communities. And some of us don't even live in our own communities anymore. So in order to ever see ourselves, we have to do one, look in the mirror, or two, turn on some kind of media. Those really are the only two options to see yourself in this country. I don't see myself when I go to the doctor's office unless I specifically insist on having a black female doctor. I don't see myself when I go to the police station unless that at that police station, it just so happens to be a black woman working there. I don't see myself at the fire station. I don't see myself here, there, everywhere unless I live in those types of neighborhoods. So when you asked me the question of like who I saw Queen Latifah because she looked like me and I didn't see me nowhere else. You see what I'm saying? So when we have this conversation about like black conditioning, it's really important to dig to the very depth of it and realize we're conditioned because we don't have nowhere else to look.
Wow.
We don't, like, where else is there to look? Unless we pick up books, we have nowhere else to look. And what's the most convenient type of information? Media.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah, no, that's good insight. That's good insight. Yeah.
You look stuck a little bit.
A little bit.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. No, this is for it. You know what I mean? It's good conversation. You know, we building.
Yeah.
And I'm very encouraged also because I married you.
Oh my God! Look at you.
But yeah, and I'm raising the topic so that we would question what we consume and allow it to influence us. Because even, you know, like I'm in my 30s, you know what I mean? I'm still influenced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have to be mindful, like, okay, as I was watching a particular movie that's kind of popular right now.
Malcolm and Marie.
I will not name
a
particular movie, but I would say I have to be very careful because I found myself trying to empathize with this particular character, and this particular character was just flat out wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of had to deal with that. You know, I had to deal with that, and but besides the embarrassment that I felt, I also realized that it was important for me to know and to understand that what I was seeing was something that was not good.
Yeah.
And being able to say, okay, I can't allow this to come in. I can't allow this to take root in me anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I have to actually stand against this because this is the opposite of who I'm trying to be.
Right.
You know? So, yeah.
I think a part of that, though, is just being able to self-reflect and critically think for yourself. That's something that I feel is lacking. And it's crazy how a lot of our podcast topics end up tying into each other because it goes back to Black value. Mm-hmm. Like, we, as Black people, for some reason, I see it on Twitter all the time, we are scared to want and or ask for more. And it's not our fault. Like, I want people to really get that. It's not your fault that you're afraid to ask for more. Anything you put your mind to that you feel you deserve it because you think you deserve it. You see what I'm saying? As long as it's not harming nobody else and you're not, you know what I mean, trying to swindle, in a positive light.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go kidnap some kid or some shit. I'm saying if you say, hey, in this lifetime, I want a 6-bedroom house, boom, you deserve a 6-bedroom house because you feel you deserve it. That's not up for me to judge for you. You see what I'm saying? But we don't even do that for ourselves. We don't dream. We don't hope, none of that. We just sit on this hamster wheel and we just run. We just spin. And we don't ever stop to say, things don't have to be this way. I could be sleeping on a beach somewhere right now when money is making, its way to me. It's making itself by itself for myself without me having to lift a fucking finger, We don't think that. We think unless we're doing back-breaking work, unless we've done the whole quote-unquote rise and grind bullshit, we're so conditioned to just accept the status quo. Mm-hmm. The way things are is not the way things have to be. Mm-hmm. And when you accept that and you start saying, look, the world around me works a certain way, I'm going to fuck with it, you know what I mean? I'm going to maneuver it to my advantage, but I'm not going to let it make me who I am.
Yeah.
I often look at Black people like, in the cartoons, they'll have like the spiral swirls in your eyes while you're looking at the screen. That's how I feel about Black people sometimes because white people do it, but they be doing it with money. Like, I'm not, and no shade to us, I'm broke too. But we have a lot more to lose and risk. We gotta wake up out the zombie slumber and realize it don't have to be this way.
It doesn't. And no, like, crazy... You know what I mean? Just in terms of little things, even how we treat each other.
Boom.
How we talk to our kids. Mm-hmm. The food we eat.
The things we tell our children.
Yeah.
Boom. Back to Gorilla Glue chick. Mm-hmm. How we treat each other when we fall short or make mistakes.
We treat each other when we make mistakes. My.
Like, that's all just flat out conditioning.
It's all conditioning.
It's just it. And even as I'm saying it, people would still argue me down.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you're not going to lose anything to change your mind. It costs you nothing to change your mind. You can and you should, as a human going through the adult experience, be open to receiving new information and changing how you feel. Like, my opinion on this is my opinion because it doesn't cost me anything. I'm light. I feel airy. Being that negative to people and being that conditioned, it's a weight.
Yeah.
It's a weight. It's a heavy weight. So I appreciate the Black conditioning. I think we did this one already, didn't we?
We did one very similar.
Yeah.
But I just had to bring it back, man.
I don't blame you.
I was shaken to my core, and I had to rewind and come again. Yeah.
Especially with us being on Twitter, we have Twitter dates. Let's just start there.
Oh man,
we awesome. Lay in bed, we put some music on, we light a candle, and we just scroll Twitter, and we just DM each other tweets.
Yeah, especially when something's happening.
Oh my god,
man!
Like election night, it was amazing.
Yeah,
it was jokes. The best. The jokes were everywhere.
Flying.
During the inauguration, like it's the best. So even with us having like Twitter conversations and stuff like that, just the stuff you see on the timeline, I'll send it to King Bajan and be like, what? What? Like, like the dinosaur chick. Like, why are these people so mean? I say it on my videos sometimes. It costs you nothing to be nice to someone.
Nothing, man. Nothing. I mean, picture this. You know how bad it feels when you're angry at somebody and you've been carrying it around. You know what it does to you physically. Not just like mentally and spiritually, but physically. It's heavy. Now imagine always carrying that around. Always having that. Always being angry, always being upset, always agitated, always short-tempered. And that's how a lot of black people are when it comes to black people. They've got anger in them, they got hate in them, they got distrust, they have disgust towards black people. And they're just carrying all that stuff around and it's weighing them down.
And it's a interesting conundrum because it's how you must look at yourself.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
when you hear chocolate pitch the fuck black rappers say, I don't want no dark skinned bitch, I don't want no dark skinned baby, I don't want none of that. I need a bitch that's lighter than me because I don't want my kids coming out all dark.
Boom.
They would have called you a tar baby. You know that, right?
Tar baby.
Wow. You know, I'm glad I didn't come up with that joke because you're dark, so I guess it can fly.
Yeah, I can say it because I'm...
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot tar baby pole. Nope, no thanks.
Yeah. And it's like the hate, the self-hate rather, it never gets addressed. Even with all the outrage and how upset people are or how much people agree, because there's a lot of people that agree, a lot of people that back them, a lot of people that have them on their side. And, you know, we never really get to, man, you hate yourself.
Yes. Oh, prime example. Back to what I was saying with the dark-skinned rappers that be saying, like, I don't want no dark-skinned bitch and shit like that. Funniest thing, that be with white people. Like, them interviews be with white people.
Yeah.
Like Vlad and them white
Yeah.
like hip-hop correspondents and culture correspondents and shit. That's really what I call them because that shit is sad. But, you know, that's so interesting because the self-hate really, it jumps out amongst ourselves, but it jumps out amongst other people too. And when it comes out, white people are so inept, they don't even point it out. They can't because they don't even see it. That's just how he feels. That's just an opinion. No, he hates himself.
Yeah.
How would I look saying, whatever comes from me, I don't want to look like me? That is some crazy...
That's wild, man.
Shit.
That's wild.
Did you want to add anything to black conditioning?
Just be mindful.
Yeah.
Be mindful. Be mindful. You could be nurturing a seed of self-hate and not really realizing it. Be mindful.
Love yourself. Like, how you were born is okay. For real. Like,
Man.
And I have to tell myself that every day because, you know, I'm overweight, bad knees. You know what I mean? Got these locks that don't twist unless they feel like it. I have to tell myself, like, thanks, Boopy. I have to tell myself, like, you're okay the way you are. Like, really, really sit in the fact that all of the insecurities you have about yourself were probably influenced by media that don't like you in the first place. Like, media is telling us how to be and what to look like. And what really opened my eyes even more to that was watching Family Feud Africa with you. Like, we've been binging. Girl, we've been binging Family Feud Africa, y'all.
It's really good,
It's
guys.
so good.
It's very good.
Like, first of all, everybody in Africa is fine. That is not, that's not like an enlargement. That's not me being over the top. Every single person on Family Feud Africa is fine. Like, the finest women I've ever seen in my life. Think of like New Orleans, but like in a continent. Like, these women are bad, bro. Like, for real. And watching that has really shown me, like, they come like that. And it's fine. And it's accepted. And it's loved over there. We are whitewashed here. Unless we undo our minds won't be undone.
Boom.
Ain't no white people coming to save us, y'all.
For what?
They don't like us.
They benefit.
Every day. A white person making money off of us right now. For $2 billion a day, you too can corrupt the whole black system in America and dismantle it from the inside out. In the arms of the angel. But yeah, that's it for me. I know I got off on a tangent, but these are some some good topics today.
Yeah.
You feeling anything?
Nah, I'm tapped out.
You tapped out?
Tapped out.
You giving me the bedroom eyes like you tired. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. Make sure you guys are subscribed to HB from KC on YouTube. Our Twitters are at HB from KC _ and at King Bajan. The I is an X. Make sure you follow. Right? Make sure you follow Black Podcast both on Instagram and on Facebook, as well as on Twitter. We will be dropping clips more often. Now that we're married, our slate's pretty clean. The holidays and that wedding
it was a lot, guys.
It was a lot, y'all.
It was a lot.
Some had to go, and it was the little blick part. But we back.
Man.
We back. Our producer is King Bajan. Do you want to tell people, are we doing one a week or?
Schedule to be determined.
He ain't gonna commit.
Wow.
He did it to me. I think that was the one for the year, y'all. He ain't gonna commit.